Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're talking about weight loss, right? It's Weight Loss Wednesday, and so we're gonna go over three things that you should be focusing on, right? Three categories that you should be focusing on in order to lose weight. All right, category number one is muscle, right? You have to be building and working towards muscle growth. That means eating the right amount of food, protein, carbs, and fat, right? The proper breakdown, but also resistance training, right? And you don't have to be a bodybuilder and go on stage to be that, although they have figured that out. If you look at the bodybuilders and the competitions, you're like, wow, they're really lean. They really lowered their body fat percentage. And one main reason is, yes, they're doing cardio. Yes, they're eating a caloric deficit, but they're also promoting muscle growth so that when they do eat food, it's not being stored as fat. It's being utilized as energy, right? It's supporting the muscle that they have on their body, so it's not being stored as fat. So you have to work towards building muscle. You see people who go for 5-10 mile runs, who are doing hella cardio, they're doing HIIT cardio, they're doing 45 minutes on the stairs, they're just doing a lot. They're walking 10,000 steps, but yet they can't seem to break past a plateau, or they can't seem to like just really lose weight. And one of those things is because there's not enough muscle. So the food that they're eating is either being stored as fat, or yeah, pretty much it's being stored as fat. They're not burning that energy. Like, they're putting fuel in their body, but they're not burning and utilizing it, so it's being stored as fat. So when you start to build muscle, once you put that fuel in, you'll then be able to utilize it better and be able to burn it off, and so it doesn't get stored as fat. So you have to promote muscle growth. One of the ways to do that is making sure you're hitting adequate amounts of protein, 0.8 to 1.2 grams. I'm sitting at 0.9, 1 gram per pound of lean body mass, or 0.9 grams of my overall total body weight. I like lean body mass if you're, upward to 25+% body fat, because if you do like 1 to 1.2 grams of your body weight and you have a lot of fat, then you're gonna be eating a lot of protein. And so I like to go lean body mass if you have a little bit more body fat, like 25% and up. And then I like to go body weight if you're, 18, 17. If you're a little leaner, then you could go more towards body weight. It's kind of how I do it personally. So make sure you're resistance training, getting your protein in, and then that you have enough intensity and volume. You don't have to crush yourself, but look to get stronger. Look to progressively overload your muscles, and then look to like pyramid and get stronger. So that's number one. Build muscle and you will start to see more weight loss, right? The cardio is good, but you have to do that in conjunction with building muscle. All right. Next is your movement, right? So all that stuff that people were doing and weren't being successful because they didn't have muscle, you still need to do that, right? You still need to have your cardiovascular endurance up. You have to have your cardio workouts implemented into your weekly routine. So going for walks, I like 10,000 steps, right? But if you're starting at 3,000, you want to slowly work your way up. So that you don't overwhelm yourself. You want to be doing cardio. You can do HIIT cardio, which is going to have some muscle building properties, but able to burn fat too as well. I personally like the Stairmaster. I'll sit on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes, and I love the way that makes me feel. So there's a ton of different ways to do cardio. It's literally just to elevate your heart rate over extended a period of time. Walking is good too, right? Even though your heart rate is not super elevated during walking, that and everything you do throughout the day will have a massive impact, if not the biggest impact, on your weight loss. Okay, so make sure that you're moving. So you got muscle, you got movement, and then last but not least is macronutrients. So we kind of hinted toward this in the beginning of the video, but when you're building muscle, when you're burning fat, you have to be eating to support muscle. If you eat more calories, and if you eat more food, which is like nutrient rich, calorically sparing, right? It's the caloric dense foods that are not satiating. I think about chips, pizza, cookies, pops, like processed food, right? So those are high caloric foods, right? We don't necessarily want to eat high caloric foods. We want to eat more volume of food. So it's gonna be fruits, veggies with fiber, some low calorie veggies. You're gonna be eating like lean cuts of protein. You can do slow carbs. You can do beans. You can do lentils. These things aren't gonna be like loaded with calories, and so that you'll be able to eat them and eat more of them so that you feel satiated, right? So if you're under eating, you're not going to be promoting muscle growth, and if you're not promoting muscle growth, you're not going to be burning fat efficiently. So you have to support your muscle so that your body knows that it's not in a fight or flight state. Like, yo, we're about to starve, we're in the middle of nowhere, and we're not getting any food. And so if we burn fat and get really lean and we don't have any food, we're going to like not do well. We're gonna die. We're gonna end up in a position that we don't want to be in. And the body's number one thought and kind of actions are created around life and sustaining life. If you think about anything you've ever done, right? Whatever you're doing, your body is always going to put itself in a position to live first, right? Even if that means sacrificing something else, like, yo, we're trying to live. So if it's going to hold on to fat because it's trying to live, and once you're like out of glucose and you're out of nutrients, it can then start to burn fat as fuel. That's how the ketogenic diet works. You start to use fat as fuel. And so your body's going to retain fat because it is like a fail safe. And so you have to promote muscle growth. You have to be active every day. You got to be utilizing nutrients. So the body's like, oh, this guy or girl knows what they're doing. So we can get rid of some of this extra body fat because clearly we're being fed every single day. So those are the 3 things: building muscle, which you go to the gym 3 times per day, and you're lifting with enough intensity and volume, and you're getting enough proper recovery. And then you're eating your macronutrients to support that muscle with the right amount of protein, which could be 0.8 to 1.2 grams. Most people will be 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight or lean body mass, depending on where you're at in your fitness journey. Movement, so walking, getting your steps in, cardio, whatever you want to do, recreational sports, getting your cardio in throughout the day, and then your macronutrients, so not just eating a bunch of carbs, not just eating a bunch of fat, not just eating a bunch of protein, but having a solid balance between all 3 of those will be the 3 things that if you focus on those 3 things, you will start to induce weight loss. Wake up, like, all right, today's a weight training day. Go work out, right? The next day, it's a cardio day. So I'm getting my steps in every day, but I'm doing more cardio-based work, aerobic-based exercises today, and then tomorrow, day after that, I'm back to weight training. So splitting it off, getting the right amount of balance, and I guarantee you will start to lose weight. So that is it. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your time. Implement those. Comment below questions or comments, concerns, or even just statements that you guys have seen progress or what's worked for you. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.